not print mine, it's on my phone. Yes. Good morning, everyone. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Kate Bernori. I graduated from prep in 2011. Also was here from first through 12th grade. Today, I get the privilege of introducing not only a 2026 Hilton Head Prep Hall of Fame inductee, but also my younger sister. Seems to be a theme we have going on. It's kind of ironic. A few years ago, maybe 5 or 6 at this point, I was graciously honored as an inductee to this Hall of Fame, and I can honestly stand up here and say, I've always been the second best athlete in our family. Now, I thought about spending this time telling you all about her myriad of accomplishments. I could tell you about the 4 state championships she has, the multiple Player of the Year awards, the countless all-state, all-tournament recognitions across various sports. I could talk about her basketball career, her illustrious basketball career, and if you know, you know. The 1,000 points she scored by 11th grade. Or the 4-year full scholarship she received to play Division I basketball in the ACC at Wake Forest. But if I did all of that, it would really embarrass her. And what kind of big sister would I be if I capitalized on that kind of opportunity? No, I'll save that for another time. You can look at her lists of accomplishments and awards elsewhere. Because as wonderful as they are, they really don't tell you the whole story. Yes, she's an incredible player, but that barely scratches the surface of who she is as an athlete and a person. So I'd like to take a minute to tell you about her cross-country career. Now, I know you don't look at me and her and think they ran cross-country. Don't have the height, don't have the build, that's okay. But we both ran cross-country in the fall as a conditioning sport leading up to basketball, which ultimately became our main sport. When I was in 10th grade and Jill was in 8th grade, I tore my ACL. And if you know, you know. So I didn't run that season, but Jill still did, and I still went to every meet. And every race, she finished in the top 5, sometimes in 1st or 2nd place. And every single race, she ran so hard that she would throw up in the middle of it. Not once, not twice, but every single race. So much so that it became a running joke. What point in that last mile was she gonna puke? And I mean, who does that? Who willingly and intentionally pushes themselves so hard every time that they make themselves sick? Every week. This wasn't even her main sport. There was no pressure, no reason for her to do that. It was just supposed to be for conditioning, for basketball. But it didn't matter. If she was competing, she was going all in. She's insane. And I felt validated, particularly that year, because I'd been saying she's crazy for her entire life, and now people were finally starting to believe me. But then the cross-country state championship came, and the competition was better, and the stakes were much higher. Hammond Hall, or Hammond Prep, I don't remember their full name, but they were the team to beat, at least in girls cross-country. They always won overall, and one of their runners always took first, and usually second, and usually third. I was on the sidelines with my parents and other fans. The gun kicked off, and at the first mile, Jill was in the leader pack with 3 or 4 other Hammond girls. Mind you, she's still in 8th grade. So where they used to do the state championship races at Heathwood Hall, they set it up so that you could watch the last quarter mile as the runners come out of the woods, and then they finish the last kind of .1 around the baseball field. You've been there and you know, you're familiar. At the time, the prep uniforms were red, and the Hammond uniforms were a very similar shade. So the first runner comes out of the woods in a red uniform. And we all assume it's the 12th grader from Hammond, who was by and large supposed to win. And a second or two go by, and collectively, everyone in our fan base realizes all at once, it's Jill. And we start going crazy. holy cow, she's in first. 3 other girls on the Hammond team come out of the woods, maybe 10 seconds or so behind her. She's rounding the baseball field, doing what she always does, throwing up all over herself. I mean, there's nothing left. She's just continuously dry heaving. I can see it. And it's slowing her down, understandably, right? The Hammond girls are gaining pretty quickly. And it's chaos. At least that's what it felt like in the moment. We're screaming, yelling, pointing, trying to warn her, they're catching up, they're catching up. Their fans are screaming, yelling, catch her, catch her, catch her. And she's so close now, maybe 20, 30 yards from the finish line. And I will never forget it. It was like a scene out of a movie. I can see it happening in slow motion. I don't know if she heard the crowd or it was intuition. Whatever it was, something inside of her, she turned her head back just for a second to see where they were, steps behind at this point. She looks, she gives one more small little try, practically stumbles over herself, faces forward, manages to find something within herself to push those last few seconds, win the whole damn thing. Cross country, state championship, first place as an 8th grader, 19 minutes something finishing time. The Island Packet called her the 8th wonder that week in the newspaper. She's cringing as I say that. In sports, there are numerous ways to measure greatness, to assess skill, mark accomplishments. We all know how it bleeds into our lives, right? It creates who we are as people. But to witness someone so willingly give themselves to the moment, to embody that level of determination, to just absolutely refuse to quit. You can't replicate that. You can't teach that. It's rare. And that's who she is, as an athlete and a person. There are so many other stories I could share where she is magic on the court. Poetry in motion when she plays. And if you ever had the privilege of watching her, you would know what I'm talking about. She's heart and soul, but she carries herself with grace and humility. She'll put the work in when no one's watching, and she'll never expect the spotlight. Everyone wants to be on her team. Not only does she elevate the arena when she steps into it, but she brings everyone else with her. And unless you were there, you wouldn't know that cross-country story. It's not going to be written on the plaques, and she wouldn't talk about it. She doesn't like talking about herself. So today, it's my joy and my honor to get to brag about her, to celebrate her, to give you all a snapshot into the kind of athlete she was and the amazing person she has always been. Jill, you are so deserving of this induction. You are the athlete who is more than just talented and fun to watch, but it's inspiring. What you bring is electric, tangible, contagious. It's rare and it's special, and I'm forever proud of you. You're a wonderful mom, a successful commercial real estate broker, I don't even know what that means. My best friend, and you've always been my favorite teammate. Congratulations to all of the inductees, but especially my sister Jill.